Should we start with an introduction first?
Yes, sure. Yeah. So I'm born and raised in Penang. It's a small island in Malaysia, and my first and my last corporate job is with Intel. Right, I worked for 5 years. Right, so after that, I broke up from the rat race a little bit more than a year ago. At the age of 30. Okay, so how did I do that? I used an instrument called stocks. Okay, stocks and options in the financial markets. Yeah. So that's
So you are a
that's
full-time investor now, right?
yes, correct. I'm a full-time investor right now, and I also do financial consultation. So I actually do teach people how to invest and also trade the options market to be financially free.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I will start with first question. Okay, about
Yeah.
when did you started investing?
I started with investing a little bit more than a decade ago, right? So, but I got serious around 6 years ago. So before that, I was dabbling, because my dad he's an investor himself, and he taught me a little bit about it, and then I started to pick up books. I watched YouTube, but then it wasn't going very well for me. So 6 years ago, I start to hire mentors, right? So I hire mentor to guide me personally, in the community and things like that. Then that's how I took it seriously, and it really amplify my portfolio returns. So yeah,
Yeah.
then I got comfortable with my returns. Then that's how I'm able to quit my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning like first few years you have losses, right? Then after
Yes. Yes.
you start
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Correct. So the
traction.
the 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 thing is that if you do it on your own, right? You read books, you watch YouTube, you might feel that you know already, right? So that's why you put money in, you start to trade, and emotions will make you do irrational things, right? So for me, I earn, the money that I earn is very, very difficult to earn, right? So when I put that on the line, and it cost me a lot of sleepless nights, and then it got me very, very panic, when the trade goes wrong. And one night I actually lost 10,000 ringgit, right,
Wow,
in one
that's
night.
a lot
So
of money.
that's the time where I luckily I did not give up, but I start to look for people to teach me, right? So because the market is dynamic, you cannot just learn from books and YouTube, right? So
Yeah,
it
it's
always change.
important
Yeah.
to have a mentor. Yeah, like
Yes.
I heard like now you are quite successful in your portfolio, in your investment portfolio. So I
Mhm.
would like to like maybe the audience would like to know like when and how you achieve your first 100K.
Okay. Yeah. So I worked with Intel for 5 years, right? So during these 5 years, I invested a lot in my own education, right? So I hire people. I was a seminar junkie, right? So I go a lot of seminars. Eventually, if I like the topic or what they're talking about, I actually sign up, the courses to learn, right? So during my 5 years, I actually worked very, very hard. Like, not many people would do this. When I tell them what am I doing, they told me that I'm crazy. So what I did was during the 5 years while working with Intel, I also do a lot of side hustles like driving for Grab, right? Before work, I drive for Grab. After work, I drive for Grab as well. Then after that, at night, I would trade Forex, I would trade CFD, futures, stocks, options. And I also at the same time do Bitcoin mining, right? And then I also
Wow,
do affiliate marketing,
it's like you do a lot of
sell
things.
ebook. Yeah, so I do many things during these 5 years. So I sacrifice a lot of time, family time, time with loved ones, hanging out with friends. I cut all those things, even movies as well. I don't really go for movies. And during those 5 years, right, you cannot catch me watching TV, man. I don't even watch TV, right? So yeah, so during those 5 years, I really go all in and want to achieve my financial freedom in 5 years time. So yeah, so today, right, I don't really do all those things anymore, right? But today I do only stocks, options, and also financial consultation. Yeah.
Meaning you are focused on in this area only. No more forex and no more CFD. Those
Yeah, no more forex, no more futures, all those things. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and all those things, right, that I mentioned, it does not mean I make money. Some of them I lose a lot of money, like forex. It doesn't suit my characteristic. I prefer something that I'm able to hold long term, right? So forex trading, it is not meant to be long term, right? So it is in and out quickly, right? So that's not for me. Even CFD as well. So I prefer stocks and options. Yeah.
Can you tell the audience about like what is your biggest the biggest gain in your investment journey? Like
Biggest gain.
yeah,
I can put in terms of percentages. Just last year, I actually did a screenshot and to show my students. I actually gained 8,000% from a particular stock, right? So that is with the leverage of options.
yeah.
So this year, my biggest gain so far is 2,000%. I haven't screenshot this
That's
results to my students yet. Yeah,
that's
but last week, a couple of days ago, it was from the position of 1,000, and then um, it is now 2,000% already. Yeah, so
wow.
I'm able to
That's,
share with you that offline, right?
okay. Yeah.
Because I don't want people, if I tell you the stock and then people will listen and then just buy blindly, right? So I don't want people to do that. They need to study themselves, do their own due diligence, and because if you just blindly follow right now, if the market reverse, and you can only blame. When you blame, you cannot learn something, right? So
Mm,
they need to learn how to fish themselves.
yes, yes. That's
Yeah.
very important. Like, do you have any like advice or strategy uh for the audience so that they
Yes,
can
yes.
maybe they can try to follow some? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So my advice would be, if you are starting out, right, it does not matter if your capital is high or low, right? Do not stop. You do not put it aside, thinking that stock investing or options trading is required high capital. I started out with 500 US dollar. Okay, so with 500 US dollar, you can
500
buy
dollar.
something
Okay.
already, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so you don't need to wait until you have 10,000, 20,000. Okay, so if you're starting out, right, I would focus on high quality businesses. Focus on high quality businesses, companies that are in the hyper growth industry, like e-commerce, gaming, digital payment, electrical vehicle, cybersecurity, and digital marketing, and etc. Right? So you will want to look for the best company within this industry and invest for the long term. That is for stocks, right? You want to hold for 5 to 10 years, things like that. So that is to leverage on the company, right? The company does well, you will do well also as well. Okay,
Okay.
so that's for creating wealth, right? And then for cash flow purpose, right, I would trade options. So
Okay.
that is for monthly cash flow. So uh conservative ROI for options, it is around 2.5% to 5% a month. So
Oh,
this is the
that's
reason why
in a month.
yeah. Yes, so that's the reason why I'm able to have a choice to quit my job or not. So to me, right, time is worth more than money, right?
Yeah.
Because money you can just lose and then earn again. But time, if you lose it, you spend your time on unproductive activity, you cannot get back that time, right? So that this is the reason why I quit my job to focus on my own business. Like, right, if you read Robert Kiyosaki's book, right, he will say you always want to mind your own business instead of you minding other people's business. Because if you mind other people's business, you are making them rich. right? So I quit my job and I mind my own business. So options is the tool that enables me to quit my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nowadays a lot of people like they want to like retire early, okay, or maybe like same like you, they want to quit their corporate job earlier. Like how much capital do they need to do so?
um it is there's no fixed amount, right? There's no fixed amount on how much you need in order to retire. Some people would say you need at least 10 million, 5 million, and things like that, right? And that will make people feel it's so far, this goal is too big, that's why they continue to do what they do and work for other people, right? But actually depends on their lifestyle. Do they have expensive lifestyle or not, or they have cheaper lifestyle? So for me, why I'm able to have a choice to quit my job at age 30 is because I live a simple life. I don't drink Starbucks. I don't go to movies much, right? I always wait for Astro, like we're in Malaysia, right? We watch Astro, so we wait for Batman to come out in Astro, then we can watch for free, right? We pay a very small amount per month only, so I don't pay so much for unnecessary things that I don't need, right? And even my haircut, I just have a haircut only. My fiance actually cut my hair, so I save money on these things, right? I live a very very cheap lifestyle. My car is even a local car. I don't need to drive BMW, right? If I wanted to, I can, but I choose not to because it does not give me value in life. I'd rather use my money to buy experiences like travel, right? These are all experiences that give you true happiness. If you got a Hermes belt, right, Gucci wallet, a nice car, those give you short-term happiness only, right? But it takes a lot of money out of your pocket, right? So let me give you an example. So let's say you are a single person, right? Your monthly spending is around 4,000 ringgit per month. Okay, so for me, conservatively, how much you need to have, right, in your portfolio in order to have a monthly cash flow of 4,000? If I did my calculation right, it is around 40,000 US dollar. So if you take out your calculator, right, you take 40,000 US dollar, you times 2.5% a month. So that will give you 1,000 US dollar. Okay, so if you convert it back to ringgit Malaysia, that is around 4,000. So that is the amount you need to have a choice to quit your job or not. So if you love your job, if you genuinely love your job and you want to not want to quit, it's okay as well, right?
Yeah.
So this
At
monthly
least
cash flow
you
is
have
an addition
the
to your income.
yeah, have the extra 4K RM is quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few people, right, that are multi-millionaire and they still stick to their job because they say that if you quit your job, and then you have this portfolio return that pay your lifestyle. Yes, it sounds great, but you don't know what to do with your life. You understand? So from 9 to 5, you have the freedom to do whatever you want, but people will feel bored. All you can do is just watch TV, spend time with family, and eventually they'll get bored, so they will want to go back to the workforce again. So it is up to you. So the idea is you want freedom. Some people, they have to go to work because they have to,
Yes,
right?
yes.
They have to, they need to put the food on the table. They need to pay mortgage. They need to pay the higher purchase. So yeah. So the idea is to have a choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a very good advice for
yeah,
like who haven't started like to invest, then like this advice is like very suitable for them. Yeah. They
yeah. And to
start.
me, investing is, if you ask me, it is no longer an option. It is a must. If you just rely on jobs, who knows what will happen to your job? There's no such thing as job security.
Yes.
Last time, yes, now no more, right? If you grow older, you could be replaced by somebody that's younger, cheaper, and faster, right? And even that job might no longer exist because you will be replaced by robots and AIs, right? Even pilot also, they are slowly going to be replaced by AI and robots because Airbus, they already successfully fly and land a plane without human, right? So who knows? right? So that's why investing is
Fast.
it's a must, right? So in stock market will always be there, like it or not, crash, pandemic, terrorist attack, war, it will still be there. They've already survived all these things. So as long as you invest in high quality businesses that people, the product and the services that the company produce, right, that people need to use every day, that is a good business. Likely that is a good business. So you want to study deeper whether is it investable or not. Yeah.
Okay. So the most important thing is a good business, right? To start invest. Yeah.
Yes.
So do you
Yeah.
have any final words for our audience? Like yeah, like
Yeah.
just wrap up
So
this session.
okay, final words. I would say stop procrastinating. Right. Time is very very valuable commodity. You do not want to waste time doing unproductive things. Like if during the weekend, you have the choice to do whatever you want, I would suggest you to, use your time to learn something that, give you value in life. If you watch dramas, you watch TV, or just telling yourself that, you're spending time with family, you yourself know the truth. What are you doing? Or you're just like, slipping away, wasting your weekends, right? So try to not be part of the 95% of the population, which are the middle class and the poor. Do something, think of a way, like what would the 5% people do during this weekend, right? They'll likely read, studying businesses, or maybe start their business, like side hustle and things like that. So use your time wisely. And stock market and the options market is the simplest way to start. You don't need high capital, right? You don't
Sorry.
need to work with people, right? You don't need to work with people. You don't need to deal with customers. You don't need to deal with inventory and things like that. It's just you and the platform, right? So it is very very simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for having Victor tonight
Yeah.
with me. Like this is my first time doing for the YouTube interview. Like I hope it's okay for my audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No worries. You're doing
Yeah, I
good.
think we stop here.